The tongue map myth is a common misconception that many people believe to be true. The tongue map myth states that the tongue is like a map and that different regions of the tongue can taste different things. However, in more recent studies, this has been proven to be false. All taste sensations come from all regions of the tongue. The gustation system allows us to perceive chemical molecules into certain taste sensations. On your soft palate, epiglottis, pharynx, and esophagus are specialized receptor cells called taste buds. These sense tastants or taste molecules. Once you eat something, your taste buds send a message to your brain so that they may decode the molecule into the taste you are eating. Sensory interaction states that one sense can influence another. For example, smell can influence taste. The four skin sensations are warmth, cold, pain, and pressure. Only pressure has identifiable receptors. All other sensations are variations of pressure, cold, pain, and warmth. It tells the body that something is wrong. Usually pain results from damage to the skin and other tissues. A rare disease exists in which the afflicted person feels no pain. This is called cognitive intensivity to pain with androsis, CIPA, also called hereditary sensory and autonomic neotherapy, type 6. Control theory was proposed by Ronald Belzak and Patrick David Wall around 1965. This stated that our spinal cord contains neurological gates that either block pain or allow it to be sensed. Temperature sense may also be known as thermoception or thermoreception, and this is just like the name where it allows us to feel different temperatures. The receptors for these are pretty unknown to science but are under current investigation.
The vestibular sense monitors balance throughout the head and body's relative positions, and the kinesthetic sense our body's parts, position, and movement. Frequency determines the pitch and is also the unit for sound. Pitch is the tone of sound, the highness or lowness of the sound, and is a result of frequency. Amplitude is the strength of the wavelength, which is the volume of the sound. First, sound hits one ear more than the other. This allows the brain to pinpoint the location of the sound's origin. Then the sound waves enter the auditory canal and strike the eardrum, causing it to vibrate. Then the waves enter into the inner ear. Here the stirrup vibrates, setting in motion the fluid of the cochlea. Then the waves enter into the inner ear. Here the stirrup vibrates, setting in motion the fluid of the cochlea. The different pressure on the baselear membrane key into the chordae that notes the hair cells that begin to move. This movement stimulates the sensory hair cells to send impulses along the auditory nerve to the brain. Conduction hearing loss is caused by damage to the mechanical system that conducts the waves to the cochlea. Sensory hearing loss is a result of a damaged cochlea receptor cells, or of the auditory nerves.
Into the cornea, then through the pupil. As the lens changes, allowing you to focus your line of sight, all this information goes to your brain, where a picture is formed so you can then know what you're seeing.
We are able to see color because of hue. Hue is determined by the wavelength of light. Humans are able to see all colors. Intensity is the amount of light in the wave. This makes us see brightness in an image. Saturation is the highest intensity of hue. Photoreceptors are receptors stimulated by light. Opponent process theory is the theory that opposing colors allow us to see others. For example, some cells are stimulated by green and inhabited by red, and so forth. Sightedness is a condition in which you may see things more clearly when they're closer to you. Farsighted is the ability to see things more clearly when they're farther away. As you inhale through your nose, the receptors of the olfaction reorganize the smells individually, which then goes to the olfactory bulb that allows you to know what you're smelling. The olfactory bulb is a neural network of vertebrae in the forebrain that lets you know what you're smelling. Smell can even help with memory. A hotline runs between the brain area that gets the information from the nose and the ancient limbic center that links the memory to the emotions. Our sense of time is not associated with one particular sense, such as touch, taste, smell, or sight. Our sense of time is something we learn throughout our lives. People who don't have a good internal clock have mentally decided that having a good sense of time is not rewarding or necessary.